For 25 years, when you wanted to find information, you went to Google. That was just the thing you did. It was so universal that Google it became a verb, a way of thinking, a reflex. That reflex is being disrupted right now. AI-powered search is fundamentally changing how people find information. And Google, for the first time in its history, is facing a genuine existential threat to its core business. The way you find information is changing faster than most people realize. Let's get into exactly what's happening. To understand why things are changing, let's start with what traditional search actually does and why it falls short for a lot of what people actually need. Classic search engines work by crawling the web, indexing pages, and ranking them by relevance to your query. You get a list of links. You click through, read, synthesize the information yourself, then maybe click through a few more. For a lot of queries, this works perfectly well. But think about how many of your actual information needs don't fit that model. You don't want 10 links about how to negotiate a job offer. You want someone knowledgeable to explain the best approach for your specific situation. You don't want articles about symptoms that might match what you're experiencing. You want to have a diagnostic conversation. You don't want a tutorial page about Python. You want to ask your specific question about your specific code and get a direct answer. For these conversational, contextual, multi-step information needs, a list of links is genuinely not the right interface. You have to do all the synthesis work yourself, jumping between tabs, trying to reconcile contradictory information from different sources. AI answers this differently. Instead of giving you links to synthesize, it synthesizes for you, reading broadly, integrating information from multiple sources, and giving you a direct conversational answer. For a huge proportion of search queries, this is objectively more useful. The first major AI search challenger was Perplexity AI, which launched and gained significant traction as an answer engine. Rather than links, Perplexity gives you a synthesized answer with citations. You can see where the information came from and verify it. For research, fact-checking, and getting up to speed on a topic quickly, the experience is genuinely superior to traditional search for many use cases. Perplexity has attracted tens of millions of users and significant venture backing. More importantly, it's attracted the kind of users who were previously power users of Google: researchers, knowledge workers, professionals, the high-value segment. Microsoft, which made a multi-billion-dollar investment in OpenAI, integrated AI directly into Bing, creating Bing Chat, later Microsoft Copilot. This gave Microsoft the ability to offer a credible AI search alternative and forced Google to accelerate its own AI development. OpenAI entered the search space with SearchGPT, which became part of the core ChatGPT product. When you ask ChatGPT a question that needs current information, it can now search the web and synthesize results, blending the power of the language model with real-time information. Apple has been integrating AI across its products. Siri is being dramatically upgraded. Apple's ability to integrate search-like functionality directly into iOS, the operating system on hundreds of millions of devices, is a structural advantage that could reshape where people go for information on mobile. Google is not asleep at the wheel. They launched AI Overviews, previously called Search Generative Experience, a feature that puts an AI-generated summary at the top of search results for many queries. You get a synthesized answer before any links. The rollout has been bumpy. Early versions of AI Overviews produce some famously bad answers, at one point suggesting users add glue to pizza to keep cheese from sliding off, based on a misinterpreted Reddit post. These kinds of errors made national news and hurt Google's credibility precisely when it most needed to maintain trust. But here's Google's deeper dilemma, one that doesn't have an easy answer. Google's entire business model is built on advertising revenue from search. When people click on links, they see ads. When AI answers the question directly without requiring any clicks, people don't navigate to publisher websites. The advertising ecosystem that underlies the entire web, and that funds billions of dollars in content creation, is threatened. If Google's AI Overviews become so good that people stop clicking links entirely, Google destroys its own revenue model. But if Google doesn't deploy AI aggressively, it loses search volume to Perplexity, ChatGPT, and others. It's a genuine strategic trap. At the same time, the websites that create content for the web face an existential question. If AI just scrapes their content and serves answers without click-throughs, how do they sustain the business of creating content? This affects publishers, bloggers, researchers, news organizations. The economic model of the web is under stress. Let's be rigorous here, because AI search is not categorically superior in all situations. Where AI search wins, complex, multi-part questions that need synthesis, conversational, follow-up queries. Now tell me more about the part about X. Explanations and tutorials where you need concepts explained, not just found. Research and summarization across multiple sources. Situations where you need to explore a topic without knowing exactly what you're looking for. Where traditional search still wins. Finding a specific page or resource you know exists. Shopping and comparing products. AI lacks the structured product database richness of traditional search. Very recent news and events. AI models have training cutoffs. Real-time search is still better for breaking news. Local search. Finding businesses, addresses, hours near you. Any situation where you want to see the original sources and evaluate them yourself. Queries where you don't trust AI synthesis and want to read primary sources directly. The most honest framing. These are different tools for different jobs. Over time, the best AI search interfaces will handle both modes. AI synthesis when that's what you need, traditional results when that's better. A few years from now, I believe search will look fundamentally different from today. Ambient, contextual information. Rather than a search box you go to, AI assistants will proactively surface relevant information based on what you're doing. Reading a document, and the AI surfaces related context. In a meeting, and the AI surfaces relevant data. This ambient information layer will reduce the need for explicit search queries. Multimodal search. The interface will expand far beyond text. You'll search with images, you already can, to an extent, video, voice, and eventually mixed reality. Point your phone camera at something and get information about it. Show the AI a photo and ask it a question about what it's showing. Personal AI with your context. The most valuable future of search isn't just find information on the web, it's find information in my world. Your emails, your documents, your calendar, your past conversations, combined with the knowledge of the world. An AI that knows both the internet and your personal context can answer questions no search engine ever could. Voice and on-device. As on-device AI gets more capable, Apple Silicon, Qualcomm NPUs, more of this intelligence will move to the device itself, faster, private, available offline. Search is a layer, not a destination. Rather than going to Google, search becomes a layer embedded everywhere, in your apps, your OS, your communication tools, your professional software. You stop thinking of it as a separate activity. If you create content online, understanding how AI search affects Discover ROI is critical. AI overviews and AI search engines prioritize authoritative, well-structured content. SEO is evolving. You need to think about whether AI will synthesize your content or direct people to it. The web traffic dynamics of the next few years are going to be significantly different from the last decade. If you're a researcher or knowledge worker, AI search tools like Perplexity and AI assistants integrated into your workflow are productivity multipliers. If you're still purely relying on traditional Google search for research, you're leaving significant efficiency gains on the table. If you're in the news, publishing, or content business, this disruption requires a serious strategic response. Your content may be used to train and answer AI queries without driving traffic to you. The economic model that sustained web content publishing for 20 years is under genuine stress. If you're just a consumer, experiment with the new tools. ChatGPT, Perplexity, Microsoft Copilot with Search, these tools genuinely save time for the right kinds of questions. The learning curve is small, and the upside is real. We are in the middle of the most significant disruption to search in a generation. The way information flows on the internet, the business models that fund content creation, and the experience of finding what you need, all of it is in flux. Google still processes billions of searches per day and remains the dominant player, but the direction of travel is clear. The days of a list of 10 blue links being the default answer interface are numbered. Like and subscribe to stay ahead of the technology shifts that are reshaping how we live and work. Leave a comment with what AI search tool you've been using. I'm genuinely curious. See you next week.